Energy flows where attention goes. And when you pause to truly observe the people around you, you may notice patterns, subtle signs that reveal more than words ever could. Some individuals carry an energy so distinct, so deliberate, that it shapes the world around them in ways others cannot see. Today, we're exploring 5 signs someone in your life might be a witch, not in the fantastical sense, but as a person who wields intention, influence, and unseen forces to shape reality. Have you ever found yourself in the presence of someone who just feels different? Not in an unsettling way necessarily, but in a manner that makes you pause, take a deeper breath, and perhaps wonder about the unseen currents that flow beneath the surface of our everyday lives. Maybe it's a particular quality in their gaze, a resonance in their voice, or an uncanny way they seem to understand things without needing explicit explanations. You might be sensing an ancient echo, a whisper of a connection that many societies have acknowledged, revered, and sometimes, unfortunately, misunderstood. We live in a world that often rushes past the subtle, the intuitive, the deeply connected. But what if these individuals are not simply eccentric or lucky or unusually perceptive by chance? What if they are, in their own unique ways, more attuned to the symphony of existence, more aware of the delicate interplay of energies that weave through all things? Today, we are not going to speak of caricatures or folklore. We are going to gently explore 5 nuanced, deeply human indicators that someone in your life might possess this profound connection, this heightened awareness, qualities that, in various traditions and across time, have sometimes been associated with those known as witches. But I want to invite you to set aside any preconceived notions tied to that word, any images of pointy hats or dramatic incantations. Instead, let us consider it as a term for someone who walks with a foot in both worlds, the seen and the unseen, the mundane and the magical, the logical and the intuitive. Someone who embodies a certain kind of ancient wisdom, a natural power. And I truly encourage you to stay with me through this exploration, because the final sign we will discuss is often the most subtle, yet it is, in my experience, the most revealing. It touches upon the very essence of how one navigates reality itself, and understanding it can offer a profound shift in your own perception of influence and inner strength. This journey is about recognizing depth, not assigning labels, and about understanding a more expansive view of human potential. The very first sign, and often one of the most immediately observable if you know what to look for, is an exceptionally deep, almost visceral, connection to the natural world. This isn't just about enjoying a pretty sunset or liking houseplants, although those are certainly pleasant. It's a far more profound symbiosis. Observe if this person seems to come alive, to recharge, almost to breathe differently when they are immersed in nature. They might seek out wild, untamed places or find profound solace simply sitting beneath an old tree, by a flowing river, or feeling the wind on a hilltop. It's as if the natural world speaks to them in a language others might not hear, offering them energy, clarity, and a sense of belonging that can be almost palpable. You might notice they have an uncanny, intuitive understanding of plants. They may know which herbs soothe, which ones invigorate, or what a struggling plant needs to thrive, not necessarily from encyclopedic knowledge learned from books, but from an innate sense, a quiet communication. They might talk to their plants, and you might sense the plants respond. Their garden, if they have one, might be a vibrant, slightly wild haven, bursting with life, rather than a perfectly manicured, controlled space. They seem to understand the spirit of a place, the genius loci, feeling the distinct energy of a forest, a mountain, or a body of water. This connection extends to the elements. They might feel a thrill in a thunderstorm, a deep peace by the ocean, a grounding presence from the earth beneath their feet, or a creative spark from a flickering flame. They honor the cycles of nature, the turning of the seasons, the waxing and waning of the moon, the rhythms of dawn and dusk, not just as astronomical events, but as energetic shifts that influence life. Their own lives might subtly mirror these cycles in their energy levels, their creativity, or their need for introspection. This profound kinship means they often feel environmental distress quite acutely, as if the Earth's pain is their own, and they may be drawn to protect and heal the natural world in ways both small and significant. This is not an affectation, it's an integral part of their energetic makeup, a fundamental frequency they resonate with. They don't just see nature as separate from themselves, they experience it as an extension of their own being, a source of profound wisdom and elemental power. Building upon this deep resonance with the natural world, the second sign that often becomes apparent is the presence of a remarkably strong and consistently accurate intuition. This is far beyond a lucky guess or a shrewd deduction based on observation. It's a profound inner knowing, a direct perception of truth that seems to arise from a deeper wellspring of awareness, bypassing the often slower processes of the rational, analytical mind. They might frequently make statements like, "I just have a feeling this is the right way," or "something tells me to be cautious here," and time and again, these intuitive nudges prove to be remarkably prescient. Observe if they seem to perceive the underlying currents in a situation, sensing unspoken truths, hidden motives, or the subtle emotional atmosphere in a room, often with startling clarity. This intuition can manifest in a multitude of ways, as diverse as individuals themselves. Perhaps they experience vivid, symbolic dreams that offer guidance, warnings, or insights into their waking life, dreams that feel qualitatively different from ordinary ones. They might receive strong gut feelings, that visceral sensation in the pit of the stomach that act as an unerring internal compass, guiding their choices even when those choices defy conventional logic or external advice. For some, it might be a clear, quiet voice within. For others, a sudden flash of insight, an image, or a feeling of certainty that descends upon them. They might simply know things without being able to articulate the step-by-step process by which they arrived at that knowledge. This isn't about claiming to be a fortune teller in a theatrical sense, but rather about possessing a heightened sensitivity to the subtle energetic signatures and informational fields that permeate our existence. They are like finely tuned instruments, capable of picking up on vibrations and frequencies that most people are conditioned to filter out or ignore. This can make them exceptionally good judges of character, able to see beyond facades, or it might grant them an uncanny ability to offer precisely the right words of comfort or advice at precisely the right moment, as if they have tapped into a larger, more compassionate intelligence. Learning to trust and hone this intuitive faculty is often a core part of their personal journey, requiring courage to listen to that inner guidance, especially when it contradicts the prevailing opinions or expectations of the world around them. This heightened intuitive capacity is not just a passive reception of information, it's an active engagement with a deeper layer of reality, allowing them to navigate life with a unique form of wisdom and foresight, often seeing connections and solutions that remain invisible to a purely logical approach. They live with an understanding that there is more to knowing than what can be taught or reasoned. Now, these first two signs, that profound, almost symbiotic relationship with nature and the consistent presence of powerful intuition, are deeply foundational. They often create the fertile ground for the emergence of the next indicator, which is something that more directly influences the energetic space and the people around them. This next sign touches upon the palpable quality of their very being, the subtle or sometimes not so subtle way their internal state can ripple outwards. Understanding this can bring a new layer of awareness to your own interactions and the unseen dynamics that shape your relationships and environments. So let us continue this gentle exploration, because the way energy moves and is perceived is a fascinating aspect of our interconnectedness. The third sign to observe with an open and receptive awareness is their distinct and often potent energetic influence, or what many might simply call their presence. This is about the subtle, yet tangible, impact their personal energy field has on their surroundings and on the people within it. Pay close attention to how you feel and how others seem to respond when this individual enters a room or spends time with you. It's not merely about their personality, their charisma, or their social skills, though these can play a part. It's a deeper, more fundamental energetic transmission. Do they possess an aura of calm that seems to soothe agitated nerves and quiet chaotic situations? You might find yourself feeling inexplicably more peaceful, more centered, or more grounded in their company, as if their very presence acts as a harmonizing force, smoothing out turbulent energies. They might be the person others unconsciously gravitate towards when feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or in need of solace, drawn by an unspoken sense of safety and stability emanating from them. Conversely, their energy might be invigorating, uplifting, or creatively inspiring. You might feel a surge of motivation, a spark of new ideas, or a renewed sense of courage and possibility when you are around them. Their passion, their focus, or their authentic joy can be highly infectious, subtly elevating the energetic frequency of those nearby. It's also true that if their own inner world is experiencing turmoil, or if they are unconsciously processing intense emotions or energies, their presence might feel very intense, perhaps even a little unsettling or overwhelming, especially to other highly sensitive individuals. The key characteristic is that their energy is rarely neutral. It possesses a distinct quality, a noticeable resonance, and undeniable impact. This is typically not a conscious, deliberate manipulation of others' emotions, but rather an inherent quality of their being, an outward radiation of their internal state, which then interacts with the energetic fields of those in their vicinity. They might also be profoundly empathic, not just intellectually understanding what others are feeling, but actually feeling it within their own bodies and emotional systems as if it were their own. This can be both a profound gift for connection and a significant burden, necessitating that they learn robust practices for energetic hygiene, grounding, and maintaining healthy boundaries to avoid becoming depleted or overwhelmed. Understanding this energetic influence is a powerful reminder of our deep energetic interconnectedness as human beings. Some individuals are simply more potent conduits, broadcasters, or transmuters within this subtle, invisible web of life. Their presence is, in itself, a tangible force that can subtly shape the energetic landscape around them. The fourth sign that often distinguishes these individuals is their possession of a frequently unconventional wisdom and a refreshingly unique perspective on life. They tend to see the world, its challenges, and its opportunities through a lens that differs, sometimes quite significantly, from mainstream thought or societal conditioning. They may gently, or sometimes more directly, question commonly accepted norms, deeply ingrained belief systems, or the pursuit of superficial values, not out of a desire for mere rebellion or contrarianism, but because their intuition, their direct experiences, and their inner knowing guide them towards deeper, more holistic truths. What they consider common sense might appear quite uncommon to others, as it is often rooted in an understanding of natural laws, energetic principles, cyclical patterns, or spiritual insights, rather than solely on societal dictates or purely rational constructs. Listen carefully to the advice they offer or the observations they share. It might initially seem surprising, perhaps even challenging your established way of thinking or your comfort zone. Yet, upon deeper reflection, you may find it holds a profound, practical, and often liberating wisdom. They may have a unique knack for problem solving, approaching complex issues from entirely unexpected angles, often seeing simple solutions where others see only intractable difficulties. They might place a higher value on authentic experiences over material acquisitions, on inner peace and contentment over external validation and status, and on genuine, heart-centered connections over superficial social engagements. Their understanding of cause and effect often extends far beyond the immediately visible or the short term, allowing them to perceive the longer-term energetic ripples and consequences of actions, choices, and even thoughts. They might communicate these deeper truths through metaphors, allegories, or simple stories that convey complex ideas in an accessible and resonant way. Because they often operate from this deeper, more integrated, and holistic vantage point, they may not always fit neatly into conventional societal boxes or conform to standard expectations. They might be perceived by some as eccentric, overly philosophical, a bit away with the fairies, or perhaps simply quiet observers by those who are more deeply immersed in conventional modes of thinking. However, those who are open to their insights, those who are willing to listen with an undefended heart, often find them to be incredibly insightful guides, offering perspectives that are both profoundly enlightening and practically transformative. They are often the quiet truth-tellers in our lives, the ones who gently, or sometimes firmly, nudge us to look beyond the surface, to question our ingrained assumptions, and to connect with a more authentic way of being. Their wisdom is typically not just an intellectual accumulation of facts, it is a lived, embodied wisdom born from a deep, ongoing conversation with the underlying currents and mysteries of life itself. This unique lens allows them to navigate the complexities of human existence with a grace, clarity, and understanding that can often seem almost prescient, offering a beacon of alternative understanding in a world that often feels confusing or chaotic. We have journeyed together through these observations, their profound, almost sacred connection with the tapestry of nature, their sharp, reliable, and often startlingly accurate intuition, their palpable energetic presence that can subtly shift atmospheres and moods, and their unique, frequently unconventional wisdom that offers a different lens through which to view reality. Each of these signs, in its own way, illuminates a path of heightened attunement, a deeper conversation with the subtle energies and intelligences of life. But the final sign, the one I alluded to earlier as perhaps the most deeply revealing, the one that truly speaks to the core of their being and their interaction with the very fabric of existence, concerns how they navigate the inevitable challenges and adversities of life. This culminating insight is pivotal because it touches upon a form of power that is not about external displays or dramatic interventions, but about profound internal alchemy and resilience. So I invite you to stay fully present with me for this last exploration, as it often holds the key to understanding the quiet strength that characterizes these remarkable individuals. The fifth, and arguably the most profound and telling, sign is their remarkable, often quiet, resilience and their innate capacity for profound personal transformation, which is frequently coupled with a subtle yet discernible ability to influence outcomes or manifest their intentions in alignment with their deeper purpose. Observe closely how these individuals meet adversity, for life presents challenges to everyone without exception. While they are certainly not immune to pain, sorrow, or difficulty, they feel these things deeply, often more so due to their sensitivity. Individuals with this profound energetic attunement and inner knowing often possess an extraordinary ability to navigate through life's storms. They don't just endure, they learn, they adapt, and they frequently emerge from the crucible of challenge, not merely intact, but fundamentally transformed, strengthened, and imbued with deeper wisdom. It is as if they understand on a cellular or soul level that challenges are not just obstacles, but are in fact potent opportunities for growth, for shedding old skins, for the alchemical process of turning lead into gold. They may not always consciously articulate this as a philosophy, but their actions and their eventual emergence from hardship demonstrate this principle. Their resilience is not a brittle hardness, but a flexible strength, like a deeply rooted tree that can bend in the wind without breaking. This inner fortitude can sometimes manifest externally in ways that might appear to others as uncanny luck or an almost magical ability to attract precisely what they need or the right opportunities at exactly the right moment. While some might be quick to dismiss this as mere coincidence or good fortune, it can also be understood as a natural consequence of their deep alignment with their authentic self, their clarity of intention, and their harmonious resonance with the flow of universal energy. They often possess a strong, quiet sense of purpose, even if it's not overtly declared, and their focused intention, whether consciously directed through practices like visualization or affirmation, or unconsciously held as a deep belief and expectation, seems to create subtle yet powerful ripples in the fabric of their reality. This is not magic in the fantastical Hollywood sense of spells and instant conjurations, but rather the far more profound and sustainable magic of focused consciousness, unwavering belief, and consistent energetic alignment. They live as if they intrinsically understand or have directly experienced that their inner state, the quality of their thoughts, the vibration of their emotions, the clarity of their beliefs, and the sincerity of their intentions plays a crucial and co-creative role in shaping their outer experiences and circumstances. They may engage in practices, whether formally or informally, that cultivate this inner coherence. Deep meditation, mindful presence, journaling, connecting with their intuitive guidance, or spending time in nature to recalibrate their energy. They learn to listen to the feedback life gives them, adjusting their inner landscape accordingly. This ability to not only weather life's storms but to genuinely heal from them, to adapt creatively, and to subtly yet powerfully co-create their reality through diligent inner work and profound self-awareness, is perhaps the most significant and inspiring indicator of someone who is deeply attuned to the hidden currents of life, someone who truly embodies the empowered spirit that ancient wisdom traditions often sought to cultivate. They are living testaments to the extraordinary potential that unfolds when human beings embrace their capacity for deep energetic awareness, inner mastery, and conscious alignment with the greater whole. Their lives become a demonstration of turning vulnerability into strength and shadow into light. These 5 observations, then this profound intimacy with the natural world, this unwavering reliance on powerful intuition, this distinct and influential energetic presence, this fountain of unconventional yet practical wisdom, and this remarkable resilience coupled with a subtle capacity for manifestation are not intended as rigid categories or labels to be hastily applied, nor are they criteria for judgment. Rather, they are offered as gentle invitations to observe the people in your life, and indeed yourself, with a more nuanced, appreciative, and open-hearted awareness. They are gateways to recognizing the diverse and beautiful ways in which human beings can connect with, express, and embody the subtle yet powerful energies that animate all of life. The term witch, so often shrouded in misunderstanding, fear, and centuries of misrepresentation, can, when viewed from a more enlightened and expansive perspective, simply point towards an individual who is awake and attuned to these subtle realities, someone who endeavors to live in closer harmony with the unseen forces and the deeper wisdom that shapes our shared world. Such a person often walks a path of self-awareness, personal responsibility, and a deep respect for the interconnectedness of all things. Ultimately, recognizing these qualities in another person is, perhaps most importantly, an invitation to acknowledge and cultivate the potential for such awareness, such connection, and such quiet power within ourselves. For the innate capacity to feel a deep kinship with nature, to listen to the subtle whispers of our own intuition, to become conscious of our energetic impact on others and our environment, to cultivate wisdom born from authentic experience, and to transform adversity into profound strength and growth, resides as a seed potential within each and every one of us. The true magic, if we wish to use that word, lies not in external rituals or secret powers, but in this awakening of awareness, in this conscious, heartfelt participation in the grand, mysterious, and beautiful dance of life. It is about fostering understanding, not clinging to superstition. It is about embracing personal empowerment, not succumbing to fear or prejudice. These individuals, these witches in the most positive, ancient, and empowering sense of the word, serve as living reminders of the extraordinary human potential that unfolds when we dare to open ourselves to the fullness of our experience, to the wisdom of our hearts, and to the profound, often unseen, mysteries of the universe that surround us and flow through us. If these reflections have resonated with you, if you found yourself recognizing patterns, feeling a sense of familiarity, or experiencing a spark of deeper curiosity and understanding, I warmly encourage you to carry this spirit of gentle observation, this compassionate awareness into the fabric of your daily life. Begin to notice the subtle energies at play, both within your own being and in the world around you. Pay attention to the quiet wisdom that nature offers, the intuitive nudges from within, and the energetic qualities of your interactions. The world and the diverse tapestry of people within it is brimming with subtle wonders, quiet strengths, and profound connections, all waiting to be perceived with an open heart, a curious mind, and a spirit of gentle inquiry. Thank you for sharing this space, this contemplation, and this journey into understanding. May your own path of awareness be illuminated with ever-deepening insight, profound peace, and a growing appreciation for the magic woven into the everyday.